This is Thank You Mama, weekly lessons from mothers all around the world. Do you know how sometimes you are at a dinner party sitting next to a stranger and you start talking to them and you're like, we just do not have good energy, or I'm not getting anywhere here, or nothing interesting is going to come out of this. Well, that happens when you're interviewing people for your podcast. And sometimes it really leads to nowhere. But sometimes there is a magical moment when it all turns around, the walls go down, the barriers go down, and suddenly you're like, oh my God, this is going to be so interesting. This happened in last week's episode with Julie Cobalt, the conflict resolution coach, who spoke about her mom, who was always there for others, but as she said at one moment, and that was the magical moment when the interview became really interesting, only for others outside of our family, which led us into the whole conversation about taking care of others as a mean to buy self-esteem, especially from everybody else outside of the family. And it, in a way, happened in today's interview with wonderful Sairan Aqrawi, who is originally from Iran. She's a Kurd from Iran, but lives in the US now. Sairan is an engineer, and she works for the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, but she is also a business coach specialized in midlife. So, as you might hear in the beginning, I wasn't sure where am I going to get with Sairan, but then she started talking about her mom and opening up and went off script, completely different topics than the topics she sent me, and started touching upon very, very inspiring, deep, and important topics, such as owning your own space and not apologizing, about taking action because action is confidence, about not taking things personally, not carrying grudges, about having patience and trusting, having grace over noise, which I loved so much. And of course, about the magic and glory of the midlife. It turned into such a wonderful, wonderful, deeply inspiring conversation, and I hope you'll find it as inspiring as I did. Hello and welcome to Thank You, Mama. My name is Anna Teider. My guest today is Sairan Aqrawi. Sairan is originally from Iraq. She's a Kurdish from Iraq. She currently lives in Washington, D.C. And Sairan is a midlife business strategist, and she will tell us more about this. Sairan, hi and welcome.
Thank you so much, Anna, for having me.
You're welcome. Tell me your story.
Whew, okay.
We love good stories on this podcast, good life stories.
Yes, if I just start from the when I moved to United States back in 1996, I was in my 20s, was not married yet. I moved to US with a dream, with $1 million dream, although I have like a $300 cash with me, but I have million of dreams. I had that voice since I was in Iraq that being an engineer or being a doctor or being in the law firm, any profession you have, that's not your limitation. The sky's the limit. You can do anything you want. So I brought those American dream with me, and I came to United States. I started working. I went back to school, And I feel, Anna, I taught all my life. I love teaching. Teaching is something that I really enjoy. The satisfaction and the fulfillment that I feel after teaching young adult kids, it doesn't matter. Just the fulfillment I feel after I teach them something, either as tech or a class or a training or anything they want to achieve in order to get their best version. It's given me so much fulfillment. So I feel like I taught all my life. So I'm here, still a full-time engineer and having a side business as a business strategist.
Okay, now I'm going to take it way, way, way back because I'd like to hear a little bit about Iraq and about your childhood, maybe about the war, because you told me at one point there was an information about war, which I have also an experience of having been in a war. Did you study in Iraq? How did you decide to move to United States?
As a matter of fact, I did not decide. It was not an option that I made. It was kind of like mandatory to leave the country because we were working for NGOs. So I was part of the a small organization that funded by UN. All those NGOs were under retaliation from the regime back in the 90s. And the regime back then declared that if you are working for United Nations or any other NGOs, you have to leave the country because you consider to be spy or just helping people outside Iraq. So the approval came from the State Department here in the U.S. to evacuate all of us from north of Iraq. We were like 4,000-5,000 people, including all the tech, the managers, the driver, the lady who was cooking for those organizations. We all moved to Guam, which is an island in the in the Pacific. So we stayed there for a couple of months so they can talk to us about the real life in the United States.
And this was in the 90s.
1996.
You have to remind us of what was going on war-wise and political-wise in 1996 in Iraq.
Back then, there was a divided country. Of course, the regime was in Baghdad. When we Kurdish from the north, we were seeking, having our own country. So we were under American fly zone. So we were protected by American. And there was so much corruption and, inside war between all those militia and all those, groups that create more instability for a lot of people who want to have a peace inside the country. So I think my choice to leave north of Iraq, it was kind of like, and like I was going for somewhere that I didn't even know where I'm going. I was just leaving. And 20, it was like bracing the unknown, right? I didn't have a choice. They said, you have to come to the border. We're going to go through paperwork. And when I left on December 1996, I thought this is just going to be a short introduction to different country and I'll be back. And that was not the real case. When I left forever.
What happened with your family? Did you leave all of your family behind?
So the requirement was basically if you are married and you can bring your husband, your partner, and the kids. But I was in my 20s. I was not married. So they allow me to have the ability to bring my parents, but I still could not because my father was fighting late stage cancer. So my mom stayed with him. And she's like, I'm not going to stop you, living your dream. And you always wanted to be in a place like US and love to do, but I cannot leave your dad. So I end up coming alone. As a matter of fact, not totally alone because my uncle, my mom's brother, who used to work with me at the same organization. So I came with him and his wife. She was pregnant with their first child. So I arrived in DC. I was in Guam first. I met my husband. We dated for a couple of and we end up getting married
Where is he from?
Yeah, he's Kurdish also from Iraq.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 questions. Have you already had your degree? Were you already an engineer?
Yes, yes. Back there, it was just a
Okay.
bachelor in civil engineering, and when I came to US, I knew that degree it's not only a must. You have to know about the country regulation and
Yeah.
qualification because you can't just come and say, "Hey, I have a PhD degree in certain field. I expect everyone to give me a great job," and don't expect anything when you move to different.
Mm,
Have to really dig deep and go back and earn all those skills and information from the place that you are right now. So there was a lot of adopt in many aspects: culture, activities, work ethic, skills, degrees. So I had to go back and earn my master in system engineering.
yeah. 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 I can imagine that was a big journey, especially in something like engineering.
Yes.
Saren, what happened to your parents? Did you manage to see them again after you left?
Yes. So when I got married, I was able to have a short visit. It was like for a month to introduce my husband to my mom. That was the last time I saw her. And when I was here, as a matter of fact, my father died at the
Mm.
same week that I got married. So I didn't had a chance to see him or he meet my husband. But I went back. I saw my mom once, and then after that, yeah, I did visit Iraq, north of Iraq, many times after.
Oh,
Yes.
good. Okay. Okay. Tell me a little bit more about being a midlife business strategist.
Yes. So when I was pursuing my doctoral here in DC, I wanted to pursue my doctoral in engineering. And while I was my first semester doing my doctoral, I had opportunity to speak with a group of younger engineers about the real life, about being in women in tech, STEM, how to stand out, how to have the confidence, and gaining the leadership in the engineering field. So while I was doing that, I fell in love with the mentoring and coaching, and I never complete my doctoral. I joined the ICF and I become a certified coach, and I started coaching women who mainly have engineering degree who come to United States to seek or to live their American dream. I done that niche for 4 or 5 years. Then I found out that to even challenge myself more, I'm a coach, I have to keep challenging my abilities. I changed my niche to a business strategist. So now basically I guide men and women. Even though that I said I'm a midlife woman, I still get calls from men who also have the experience for the midlife. What's life after your kids grown up? What's your life after retirement? So what I do, I guide a midlife, especially midlife women, to find their hidden gem or hidden talent. If you are in the workforce from 9 to 5, if you're planning to pivot, to change your direction or the trajectory for your life or the path of your future, or if you never work in your life, you always been home taking care of the kids, or someone like me who's building a side business while they are working. So when they retire their day job, they have something to live for. So something that they really give them purpose and sense of belonging. So that's exactly what I'm doing with my client.
What would be, I'm curious, your main message to people, especially women in their midlife?
Yes, I had a speech. Actually, I delivered a speech here in DC, and the title of my speech was Reimagining Your Midlife and How You Discover Your Hidden Gem After 50. My main message is don't think midlife, it's a waiting room. It's a new frontier. Your prime and golden years has happened after your kids grown up. Don't think this is a time for me to rewind. Let's just play it safe and stay in my line. No, that was the case long time ago. We are in the era now. Women thrive actually when they hit their midlife. They challenge their mind and their ability when they find out that this is not everything they can do. They have infinity limitation to grow and to evolve to the best version of themselves.
I am so excited that you are sharing this message with the world, because this is something I've learned not only from my mom, but then from all these 170 interviews I've done until now. I've heard so many times about moms who blossomed in their 50s, 60s, 70s, professionally, emotionally, in any shape or form. They fell in love, got remarried, started a new business. And my mom was one of the, these examples. And it really, I'm very grateful to have learned this from my guests, that there's really something to look forward to. It's not, as you say, this is not like I'm going to lie down and read books now. It's this second wind, the new phase in life, and we have so much to offer now.
So much to offer. I was interviewed at the podcast called Midlife Crisis, and the ladies were wonderful, so lovely. I said, I love you ladies, but that crisis word doesn't work. Call it crisis. It's actually priceless. It's a woman with a trophy. I mean, when you hit your
Yes, women with a trophy.
trophy, you bring all that wisdom and confidence and life lessons. Do you think I sound the same when I was in my 20? No way. You gain all those lessons and all those obstacles in your way, which evolve and you grow through them. You cannot look and sound the same when you are in your 50. Don't just hang on, oh, I have wrinkles, my hair is thinning, my body shape is different. Of course, you are a mom now. You had babies. You raised them. You went to their activities. You did not sleep while they were sick. You done so much to be proud of. I always tell my friends, my mom, who passed away a long time ago, 23 years ago, she died in her late 50s, so she was
Oh,
young.
very young.
Yeah. And I always tell my friend, my mom never worked. I mean, she married so young. She raised 7 kids, right? Four girls, 3 brothers. I think my mom had 7 PhD degree. She never went to school to have her bachelor or college or fancy title, but just being able to be a great mom and raising 7 great kids, that's by itself, it's such a noble things to do. So we learn
Mm,
so much from our mom. She's not here, but every single day she's with me. Every
mm.
single, yes.
But I'm very grateful that you started our next phase in the podcast, Mom Sidika. And will you tell me a little more about her?
Yeah, I need to write books about the resiliency and the powerful feature that she had, and she passed it to her daughters. I see it on me and my other 3 sisters. She was such a stoic person, such a stoic person. I don't remember ever, maybe 1 or 2 times, that she raised her voice or she screamed at us, not because she was perfect, no, because she had so much inner peace. I felt like her resilience was her quiet strength, right? She she done so much task without complaining. She was keep going no matter what. We were, growing in a war zone, and there was war every 5 6 years in Iraq. Every time we finish a war, we enter another war, and she would manage to provide that immune around us. There was so much stoic in her activity. There was so much stoic in her speech, and she was not talking much. She was always willing to serve.
Mm-hmm.
So teach me how to lead with service, like serving others and being part of the community, giving a hand to those who really need your help. Don't always to be don't ask just to have the spotlight on you. It's okay to give the spotlight to somebody else. Just be willing to serve. I learn a lot from her.
Mm-hmm. Um, I have one question. We're talking a lot about serving and taking care of others in this podcast. And one theme that keeps returning is we women serve and take care of others, partially because it's our innate biological predisposition, partially because for thousands of years we were raised in patriarchal society where women were there to take care of the family and everybody around them. And we talk more and more about how that, as beautiful as it is, it can be a double-edged sword if it's not balanced with self-care. But I can imagine your mom didn't have time for self-care or anything like this.
True.
Was this too much self-sacrifice?
Beautiful question, Anna. I think it was. For her, it was. And that the thing that I wish if she did not do it to that extreme. She was always putting my dad and us, the seven kids, in front of her health, in front of her well-being, emotionally, and also in many other ways, like health-wise. I remember she was always taking care of us, regardless if she's feeling well or not. And that took a toll on you along the way. This is why she passed having a stroke in such a early age, 59. She was not even 60. And now I learned that lessons being a mom myself. It's totally fine to take care of others, kids, husband, partner, friend, sibling, nothing wrong with that. But if you are not really having the energy to give that away, you cannot be a big asset and help. If I'm lacking of faith, if I'm lacking of energy and positivity, how you expect me to give that away? I have to have it myself first. It's in She teach me that in a painful way because she left early.
Yeah.
So now me raising two kids in their 20, I always remind myself, am I strong enough today? Am I in a good state of mind, mentally, physically, to helping them and helping others? If the answer is no, then I need to pause.
Mm.
I need to pause. I need to recharge. I need to shut down my day job, my business, and recalculate which stage I am. Did I reach the exhaustion? I'm in a fatigue mode now. That's no good because when you are in a fatigue mode, you cannot give away more energy. And Anna, you know that. I mean, everything is about energy.
Yeah,
Everything. You
everything.
enter a room with a negative energy is so contagious.
Mm.
People will see it and sense it. So being a mom, if my energy in minus, I better not to show up in front of them. I need to recharge my energy to the positive signal in order to give away my service.
Thank you. Thank you for that lesson. Let's go back to Mama Sidika's lessons. So, will you share the most important things you feel like you've learned from her?
From my mom, I think two things. I have so many. I can write
Yeah.
book about. I think we talk about her ability as resilience and quiet strength, her ability to lead with service. I think the two I want to highlight a lot is her trust in God and timing, and not talking about religion part of it, just the timing. Like when we grow up, we think, oh, why this has happened to me? Why this obstacle in my way? Why I didn't get that marriage? Why I didn't get that kids? Why I didn't was able to earn that degree or that job? There is timing in everything. There is a faith that helped me from the way how she raised us to help me to gain inner clarity and patience. And my patience in approaching my day job, my business, in the beginning when I was younger, you get annoyed when you don't gain everything you aim
Yes.
for. Like, why this
Yeah.
is not for me? Why somebody else got it? The why? Well, the answer for that why, there is timing for you. This is not the bite that's meant to be for you. This is not the trophy that you need to celebrate. It's for somebody else. Your time is coming. Your time to celebrate your achievement is different than the time, Anna, that I'm going to celebrate my achievement. So she teach us that, and that's make me have more clarity in my path, in my business, in my day job. The second things I want to highlight on what I learned, the valuable lesson from her, it's a grace over noise. I still remember how she was moving with dignity. She never had that need to prove herself, right? There was no sense of like, I'm seeking your validation. We have that when we are younger. We want to be blend in. We want to be part of the group. We want to be having that acceptance from the others, clapping for us, cheering for us. But what I learned from my mom, you are such a valuable person if you're doing your best while no one is even watching or nobody's monitoring you. So, kind of like, don't make so much noise when you work. And we say in coaching, we always say the empty boxes make so much noise because it's empty. When you are a full box, when you have full of knowledge and love and core value and integrity and dignity, that box is full. It does not make noise. And you see it in everywhere. You see it with people who come to the job with a lot of noise, and I mean, they make so much noise, and you can tell they will not leave any impact. So I learned that from my mom. Do your job in a quiet mode, and do your best, even if no one is watching, because the result will surprise you. And she was right.
Do you have any other lessons?
I think she raising 7 kids, each one of us a different personality. And what I learned from her, other lessons that I learned from her, not everything meant to be happen the way you want. You have to let go a lot of things. It's hard to let go because we have that ego inside us, men and women. I can just say egos with men. We all have it. If you say you don't have it, something wrong. We all have that ego inside us that we cannot let go. Someone hurt us. I'm not going to let go. That incident happened against me. I'm not going to let go. And she teach us in a very smart way that when you don't let go, that package becomes so heavy in your shoulder, and your move will be very slow because you're bringing all those baggage with you as you age, and you still have that grudge, and you feel sad about it. Oh, 10 years ago my cousin did. Oh, 15 years ago my friend did say that to me. She teach us that that does not serve you as you go in life. It does not serve you. It's make your move slower because you still those grudges make you cranky, make you not willing to evolve and change. So letting go, it's set you free. Because when you, Anna, when you let go, you're basically freeing that space in your mind and heart for more important things happening in your life. But by filling it with those sad moment and sad event happen in your life, you are booking all those space in your mind and your brain and your heart, and you are not able to receive what is really matter. So letting go, it was something very important I learned from her. I remember she keeps saying that word on and on. Ignore it. Ignore it.
Ignore it.
Mom, what do you mean? Ignore it. She said, ignore it. And she would say in an Arabic word, she would say, ihmal, ihmal. I was like, Mom, you were using that word. She said, no, just ignore it. And I still,
I love it.
I still hear it when she said, ihmal, ihmal, like ignore it. I said, Mom, what do you mean? I can't ignore it. She said, you should. If you want to be a better version of yourself, ignore the little things. Don't sweat about it. There is more important event in your life that you need to put energy and time on it. So just ignore.
Oh, it took me 50 years to learn this.
Same here, trust me.
Sairan, I have to tell you one thing. You're sharing now with me much deeper and bigger lessons than the ones you sent me before the interview in the email. I'm loving it. Do you have
Thank you.
more for us?
Yeah, I think I wish one thing that I wish if she was able to teach me, and that's not something that I blame or complain because she didn't know better. She got married in 1955, and back then there was no self-development
How
or
old was she when she got
it
married?
was she was I think 14 and a half, maybe only
She
15.
was young. Was it?
Very,
It was an
very.
arranged marriage.
It was arranged marriage, and back in 1955, that was
Yeah.
the norm.
Yeah.
But now in Middle East, no, people date and fall in love. But back
Yeah.
then, yeah, when she got, I think she was a mom when she was 15, if I remember well. I mean, she was like 14 years and a half, different between her and my older sister. So back then, she did her best to raise those seven, but I wish if she teach me how to own my own voice. Now
Hmm.
we are in a world often silence women, right?
Hmm.
She thought that being a woman, we need permission. We need to apologize for things that it was not even our control. And you see it in a room, meeting room, at a day job in business. We apologize for stuff that it's very silly, like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late 1 minute. What's happened? We are not heart surgeon. If I'm late 1 minute for the podcast, no one die. Why keep apologizing for stuff? She make it sounds like it's a sign of respect, and you
Yeah.
are more respect if you keep saying I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And also I felt like she did not teach us enough to have our own space and speak with power and lead boldly, right? I
Hmm.
lead now with my own terms. I
Yeah.
don't wait for permission. And you see that women who inspire you, they don't wait for permission. They just jump, right? They jump into it. They figure it out the way how to be a better leader by speaking up and owning your space. So I feel like it took me a long time, especially when I become a leader in the engineering, which is male dominated. It's like 99.9. You go to the engineering, especially construction, they are all male.
Yeah.
And remembering what she was telling me, don't speak up, make your voices low. You don't have to speak up, don't raise your hand. Men know better than us. That's what
Mm.
she knew back then. And it took me time to own my own space now. So now when I enter a room, if I know my numbers and I know the facts, I don't ask for permission. I say what I know it's true, not just being like arrogant and say, oh, I am
Mm.
the smart engineer. No, I have to be competent in what I'm doing and say it with confidence and with fact and number and on my own space without asking for permission or apologizing for anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Saren, how beautiful is it that she's the woman, like the women were, I'm repeating myself, for
Yeah.
thousands and thousands and thousands of years. How
Yes.
beautiful is it that we are changing this? That time came after thousands of years where
Yes.
you can be an engineer and you can walk into a meeting and you can take your space, and you are changing this pattern that's been going on for so many generations and opening a completely new space for us women. I am so excited about this new phase, and I'm aware that this is happening in the West. And I know there is a big majority of the world where women still do not own their voices, but we have to start somewhere.
Yes.
This energy will spread. We will spread this, and we will put women onto their rightful spot in the
Yes.
whole society, all the societies in this world.
Definitely. You said it very beautifully, Anna. And I tell women, don't just claim that you are a leader or powerful. Take action
Yeah.
because action breeds confidence. Without
Yes.
action, if I keep saying words are cheap, I can tell you words and books and quote from others. What I am doing in action, that's what's going to make the difference.
Yes.
Because without taking those action, you are going nowhere. You are just making that noise, which is losing energy for no reason. So you need to take action in order to gain that confidence and reach the best version of yourself.
Yeah. And also, what I think and talk about a lot with my friends is we have to be very much aware that we are modeling for new generations. And if you are modeling the woman without voice and a position to the new generations, it's wrong. Even if you don't want it for yourself, you have to do it for these new generations. We have to recognize this responsibility. We cannot be women, voiceless women anymore for the sake of them, if not for
Yes,
our own sake.
totally, totally. I see my daughter who turned 21. I cannot be a good example unless I am a role model.
Exactly.
I can teach her and preaching. This is what you should do. It's annoying just preaching, preaching. And you have to be that role model from the stuff that you're telling others at home and at work. I cannot tell my team player at work to be active listener or a team player if I'm not one, right? I have to be a role model for them. And I feel like being a leader at work is the same being a good parent because I can talk with my kids to do certain activity. If I tell my son who's into sport a lot, I can tell him, oh, you have to do sport. But him knowing that I was in sport in his age, it's even encouraging him more because I was a role model. I was a swimming coach in his age. So he's like, oh, mommy, I know, sports is very important to develop a healthy personality for every human being. So
Mm.
me not being in sport at all and urging my son to be, going to the gym and being healthy and eating healthy, that doesn't go anywhere. You have to do it yourself and become a role model in order others to follow you.
Yeah. And as I'm learning through this podcast, our children, but also, as you say, our teams, our other people, they will
Yes.
do what you do and not what you say. So
Exactly.
this is very
Exactly.
important to remember.
Exactly. Yes.
Saren, thank you so much. This was absolutely fascinating. Will you help me to recap? And this is going to be interesting because I do have a printout of the lessons you sent me, but then I took notes of lessons you actually shared, which I love so much more. We learned from Mom Sidika about resilience, of course, through her amazing life where she raised 7 children through all the wars and conflict. I wrote down trust in God and timing. You mentioned faith, but I really like that you described it as trust in God. In God and timing, which brings us inner clarity and brings patience. And this is so important, and we learn it too late. And I know that my mom always kept telling me, relax, have patience, everything's going to happen in its right moment. But when you're young, you want everything right now. And it takes so much to learn this important message. The right thing happens in the right moment. So
Totally.
thank you to Mama Sidika for that. Grace over noise. I wrote down the empty boxes make noise. I love that so much. Not to be loud and not to push yourself out there. And you connected it also with not searching validation from others. This is so important to find our validation inside of ourselves. Also, to do your best when no one is watching. I think this is so important. I agree with you because this is the energy we put out there. Even if nobody sees it, this is who we are. Then I wrote down, let go. I have a big quotation marks, ignore it. As I
Yes.
said, it took me too long to learn this. Letting go sets you free and really, really learn that A, not everything is supposed to be the way we imagine. And B, that if you carry grudges and negative energy and anger, this only creates burden on you yourself and you said, makes you slower and makes life harder. When you let go, you free yourself.
Yes.
What I wrote down, you wished you learned, that you wished she was able to teach you, but we, of course, understand and respect why she wasn't, is to own your voice, take your space, and to lead boldly. Did I miss anything?
No, you recap it beautifully. And I can add one more thing. I think I got it from her also. And it took me long, long years to master it. When we all younger, we think that the whole world evolved around us. So we take things personally. we take things personally. If a guy spoke certain way in the meeting, oh, he hate me, he's racist, he hate women, or a cashier, you go to the store and the cashier was a little bit rude, you think that he's against you. Guess what? No one against you, no one hate you. The world that is not evolving around us. You have to take the event. It's come from Stoic too. You take the event and respond to it differently. I meant to tell my client, try to reply to event, not to respond like react to it in a way, giving the pain back. So that cashier who was a little bit rude to you today, don't don't think it's personal to you that he hate you or he is racist or he don't like you to be in his face. Imagine that cashier receive a call from a doctor delivering a news that his only son had a rare cancer. You just being in front of that person and the wrong timing has nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with you. Don't take things personally. And my mom used to say that. But we were in our teens and 20, like, Mom, what do you mean? She hate us or he hate us. She said, no. Take the event, go through it. Don't brush it off. Don't deny. Don't be in denial. Just say the event happened. Go through it and keep forward. Don't take it personally. Because when you take things personally, the same thing when you hold grudges, your luggage on your back, it will be so heavy and you'll be so slow in improvement because you are heavy. You're walking with, doubt and, oh, he hate me, she hate me. This happened to me 10 years ago. It's make you heavy to move
Yes.
freely. So yeah, don't take things personally. That's another thing I will add. Yeah.
Sairan, as you're speaking, I'm thinking, isn't it amazing to be in your 50s? Like, isn't it just awesome? I'm so excited. I'm rediscovering the world and myself. And I think, man, I would never, ever change for my 20 something. Of course, I would like to, my body not to hurt and get injured,
Of course.
but everything else, life is just so amazing now. And to see who we are and all these lessons that we are learning through, and we've learned, it's just
it's gold. And I call it, and in midlife, I call this is why my business card is a hidden gem.
Yeah.
It's a gem. It's a gem that you have. You keep avoiding it. It's like, oh, I don't want to be 50. I don't want to be 40. But when you hit that mark, you find out that it's beautiful.
It's great. I would not say a gem. For me, it's a crown. I seriously, it's a crown. And sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I see my wrinkles and everything. And I have moments where I'm like, man, it's really like a medal or something. And I love it. And I
love
just love
crown. I love the crown. And adding to your crown, when you are 40, this one crown, but 50, you add another diamond, or 60, you add another diamond.
We'll just keep adding our crowns.
More valuable. Not saying that being young it's a bad stage. No,
it's not. It's fantastic.
To learn, to pick up your lessons. But
explore.
When you hit midlife, you celebrate. You have to celebrate. Yes, definitely.
You do. Yes. What a beautiful ending for our conversation. Thank you again so much for being my guest.
So much. Thank you so much, Anna, for having me. My pleasure.
If you enjoy Thank You Mama and want to help it grow, please take the 2 seconds to leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It really helps. If you'd like to get in touch, you can send me a mail at info@thankyouMama.net. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter under Anna Teider, that's Tajder. This was Thank You Mama. Come back next week, subscribe, and tell your friends.